Greetings, dear respected audience. This is Esther Mala, your firstly and successful global educator, corporate trainer, SDG, ESG, and technology enthusiast from Malaysia, who not only focus on her life but also desire to see others excel in their lives by offering quality education for all. Dear precious audience, esteemed academician, our dedicated project team of Elegant Empire Education welcomes you to the Real Talk with Experts Sustainable Development Goal Forum. We are privileged to have Assistant Professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi here with us today. She is our host and project leader for this SDG forum. I This is normally I don't mention here, but please know that it's not easy to conduct a forum and to get our panelists. There's a lot of work to do. In our daily schedule, we have our job to do. We have a lot of things to do, family to take care, and all that. So work is itself is enough for us to. I mean, too much of work for us, but everyone, right? Everybody be busy with their work, their daily commitments, with family and at work. Yet they have to prepare their time, allocate their time to prepare all this. Like Dr. Anjum, she's lecturing and she has to prepare. Sometimes she prepares the PPT, the questions, and who to invite for the programs and all ahead. And it's not easy. Yeah. And at the same time, our panelists also sacrifice and contribute so much to all our sessions. Yeah. So it's not an easy task, but yet I congratulate Dr. Anjum and also Dr. Bing today and all our panelists who have been supporting us all these years. Yeah. So thank you so much. In this forum, we will explore strategies. We will explore transformative strategies and empowers communities through knowledge. Together, let us engage in insightful discussion that inspires action and fosters collaboration for a suitable, sustainable future with our honorable, respected panelists. Yeah, let me introduce our Dr. Bing Paris. Dr. Ruth Bing inspires action, fosters collaboration. Yeah, she is an academician. Dr. Bing is from Philippines. She's an academician. She's an international speaker, and she is a very dedicated lecturer, I would say. Dr. Bing, you are in the college, right? In the college or university? Dr. Bing?
Dr. Anjum, I'm in the basic education.
Yeah, yeah. But still, nobody is lesser than another person, right? Whether it's school or college or
Thank you very
university,
much.
it's equally tough. Yeah, it's very tough to be an educator. So she is a very dedicated educator, and I see we keep on inviting her again and again because she's also a dedicated person who willing to sacrifice her time to share her knowledge and be here with us today. So welcome, Dr. Ruth Bing Paris. Welcome to our forum. Thank you
Thank you
for
very
joining
much, Dr.
us.
Mala. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Dr. Anjum. My
yeah. Thank
opportunity
you.
to be with you. Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for joining us in this vital conversation. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Anjum Qureshi. The floor is yours. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Esther. Greetings to everyone. I'm Dr. Anjum Qureshi from India and the project leader and the moderator for this session. And as you know, every week we come with new panelists every time. And of course, we discussed on a sustainable development goal every time. And I say we are on a journey and we are really exploring uh, every, different goals every week. So this week we have our esteemed panelist, Dr. Ruth Perez, who will be discussing on two goals, that is SDG2 and SDG12, and that too with aspect to how local practices can help in achieving this SDGs. We know that about SDG2 talks about ending hunger, that no one should be hungry by 2030. And SDG12 talks about responsible production and consumption, as we know that our reliance on natural resources is increasing. The natural resources are getting exploited, but we know that we should be doing something like what at our local level. Though we are talking about our initiatives at the global level, but yes, there are some kind of practices which we can implement at our own place, and we can contribute to achieving this SDGs. So, without wasting of time, let's start with the discussion. And once again, welcome Dr. Ruth Perez. And so, to start with our discussion, I would just like to start with like we are talking about SDG2, which is zero hunger, and we are trying to discuss how local practices, some of the local initiatives that we will be taking, how it is going to benefit us. So, to start with, I would like to ask my first question what are some specific local practices, according to you, that will help in achieving SDG number two, that is zero hunger?
Yes, Dr. Anjong, thank you very much for the question. May I share to you, in adherence to sustainable development goals, we know for a fact that the K targets under SDG2 include ending hunger, targeting the eradication of all forms of hunger and malnutrition, ensuring that by 2030 all people have sufficient and nutritious food. Now, in my department, in the Department of Education, we identify learners who are wasted and severely wasted. Those are the terms we use for malnourished children. So we feed them for the whole school year. The purpose is to increase their weight and improve their health status so that the next school year they will no longer be malnourished. Data shows that the school-based feeding program for fiscal year 2023, the government funding is 5.7 billion. That's countrywide. And then by 2024, it doubled. The government allotted 11.7 billion for that matter.
Yeah, Dr.
Okay.
Bing, if you want
Yes.
me to add the slide, you let me know. Huh? Okay.
All
I
right.
have the slide. You shall I add the slide or wait for you?
I have here. Yes, yes. You can move on again for the third slide, Dr. Mala.
Oh, so fast. I thought. Oh no, you can control yourself. You just go
Yes, I
down
have my
and
control here. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, you
So
can.
food security, ensuring access to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food all year round for people, particularly the poor and vulnerable, including infants. It is the role of the Department of Health to ensure that food is available in the market and the price is regulated according to the Department of Trade and Industry. Only that when oil price is high and the inflation rate is high, it surely affect the food consumption of the community. DA or the Department of Agriculture encourage local food production such as gardening, and then the local government unit also supports rice planters by giving them free fertilizers, seedlings, and other inputs. Okay, please next slide, please.
You can move, Dr. Bing yourself.
Yeah, I'm moving now.
Yeah, move it. You just go right
Okay.
to the middle. Okay.
Sustainable agricultural promoting sustainable practices, resilient food production systems, and ensuring sustainable food production. The Department of Agriculture has a program that aims to empower farmers by providing them with livestock like cattle and goat while fostering a sustainable and collaborative farming community. Farmers are benefited by obtaining its offspring. So that's it. I
Yeah.
mentioned 3,
Oh,
the feeding program, and then food production. The local farmers are empowered and aided by giving fertilizers and other inputs for their farm, and then the cattle raising for also food production.
yeah.
So
May
that's
I ask you
our
something?
local practice. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
May I
Dr.
ask you
Anthony.
something, Dr. Ruth?
Yes,
Like
Dr.
your
Esther.
national schools, do you all provide food for children? All the school
Yes,
children?
Dr. Esther. Yes, that is scheduled every lunchtime.
Oh,
They're
lunchtime.
given, yeah,
Very good.
they're
Very good.
given bread, fruits, soup, what biscuits and
Oh, national school, huh?
milk.
Oh,
Yes,
this is
Dr.
national school.
Esther.
How about breakfast? Because a lot of students,
No, no,
parents
only
are.
lunchtime.
Oh, in Malaysia,
Only
we
lunchtime.
we mainly provide for national school. We mainly provide breakfast like milk,
I see.
some basic bread, and maybe some local breakfast, like nasi lemak. I think a lot of people know, international people know. This is a
Mhm.
balanced diet, it's a balanced diet. But of course, it's a bit heavy if you eat in the morning. But I think they give in
Mhm.
small portion and it's balanced. So because this is to support, because many children, if you see parents, either they can't afford, there's in Malaysia there's no really poor people, okay, they can afford even a simple breakfast. But some mothers are lazy, they just
I
they
see.
also can't afford, they give money. And if they can't afford, uh, or even they can afford at home, they're giving breakfast which is not balanced, which is not good for them, like Kellogg's, like, sorry to mention the name, it's like
Okay.
like example, Kellogg's is not, like all these grains which is processed food
Mm-mm.
as their
Mm-mm.
breakfast in the morning, and they will just mix with Milo, chocolate drink, or sometimes they just give them like that, eat biscuit. All this is not nutritious. So when government, like in Malaysia, they have come up with this, that they say, okay, national school student, we will give them breakfast. Because many students, they don't want to take breakfast because they are rushing to school. And some mothers, because they're rushing to work, they'll just put, they don't even, they give something and the child don't finish the breakfast in the morning.
Mm.
Sometimes most parents, I tell you, we are thinking that they are very advanced. We are very advanced now. They understand. Many parents, they don't even know how to be good parents. They don't know how to take care of their children. They just, they don't give them what is important in the morning. You see, children need to take good drinks like chocolate
Mhm.
drink or milk in the morning. So they might not
Mm.
give them just a coffee, which is not good. And then they might just give them something, some fast food or something, and then send them to school. And the child, most of the time, don't eat. Maybe just bring back home and all that. So to avoid all these problems, and to avoid the children to be malnourished, okay,
Mm-mm.
so the government, they do what, they make it a point, we give breakfast, because breakfast is the most important meal
Important,
of
supposed to
the
be.
day.
Mm.
Because many hours of fasting, right, we are sleeping, so they make it a point to give. But if they go ahead, if the school hours are long, yeah, if they go ahead to give lunch, that's even better. I hope in Malaysia they will do that. In private school, they do give, if there's a long hours, schooling hours, like they sometimes they finish at 5 every day. So in such situation, they pay for the lunch. The parents can afford, they pay for the
Yes.
lunch. And the student, after school, they will have a break, they will take their lunch, and they will continue after that their co-curriculum activities, or even continue studying for the day. So this is what, so very good, very good. Please carry on now. Question number, Dr. Anjum, next question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was really a wonderful answer. And in fact, yes, as you were talking about providing lunch to the schools, even in India, we have a scheme that is called as midday meal. This is an initiative which provides them with the lunch, but this facility is available only in the government schools, not in private schools. Some of them might be having it, but this is an initiative with the government, and the children are benefited by it because, as you said, in India there were parents, especially living in the rural areas, who couldn't afford to have
Nice.
food for
Yeah.
at least 1 or 2 times. So the children were malnourished, they didn't go to the school, and if we know very well that if the children are malnourished, they can't even study well. So this
Yes.
is an initiative
Mm.
with the government that the children will get food. At least they will come to the school that, okay, at least I will get a lunch.
Yes. They will
This
come
is
Yes.
to,
one thing.
yeah,
Then they
actually,
get
Dr.
nourishment.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Ajib, to interrupt, but I heard this from many programs which I watch. Since, as you mentioned, many families are poor, they can't afford, and
Yeah.
even the parents don't, the child don't go to school. Some parents living in rural area, they don't even understand why the child need to go to school. They say they can't afford, so I'm
Yeah.
not sending. child. But to avoid all this, the children need to study. Education is so important that Indian government have introduced this, especially in Tamil Nadu. They have introduced this, you know, introduced this program where they give breakfast, they give lunch, especially, you know, for the students, so that for that sake, the parents might send the children to school. So the children will be so
Yes.
excited. Every day they go to school, they have something to nice to eat, different
Mm-mm.
than what they get at home. And then they
Mm-mm.
also, because of that, they also want to come to school and they will learn. Like, right? I think this
Yes.
is a very good,
Yes.
Mm-mm.
initiative. You see, otherwise, children will be left out. Yeah, Dr. Bing.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
parents should be also aware and educated to what is proper nutrition, because sometimes they usually give instant conventional foods. They are not
yeah,
they have no time anymore to prepare what is nutritious food for the children, because sometimes
yeah.
they lack that knowledge. Yeah.
Know what they say? I'm giving burger. You know, they like people in city. They feel very proud when they give their child burger. You know,
Mm-mm.
burger is what, processed food. The bread is okay. The bread is okay, but the meat inside, you shouldn't give meat in the morning, because the many hours your child is not eating anything, sleeping, right? The stomach resting. So suddenly you in the morning, to start with, like a starter, you shouldn't give meat in the morning. Fish is still okay, you know, but meat, hard protein. So this will not help in their digestive system, will hamper the process, so which is also very bad and cause the child to be sluggish in the morning, because it's too full. And when the moment you eat, the blood will rush, all will rush to your stomach area, abdomen, and your brain here will feel sleepy because less blood circulation,
Yeah. Mhm.
right?
Mm-mm.
So all this process the parents don't understand. Even they are educated, they don't understand all this. You see, so parents need to know what is good for their child, what to give, and all that. Like if you give sandwich, egg sandwich, or once in a while you put butter and some jam. Not every day, because must understand the child. Don't think you are going to work. I got a lot of work to do. I have to rush to work. It's okay. I give this weekends. I do no. Make sure the child is happy to even eat. When the child eats happily in the morning, the child will happily go to school and happily study. We are taking care of their mood. Give them a good boost in the morning. The food need not be luxurious, but nutritious. Light,
Nutritious. Mhm.
light and nutritious. Because 10 o'clock they have break, right, in the morning, so they can take something light. Then lunch they can come back, if they don't have
Mhm.
in school, they can come back home and continue. They make sure that children have good lunch also, you see. So if your child don't perform in school and all that, don't blame teachers alone. Check, are you
Mhm.
preparing your child? Are you thinking about your child? Because if you don't have, the child is not happy, it's also affecting the mental health of the child. The child not happy, the child will not perform, right? So all there's a
Yes.
lot of things to it to be a parents. If you think it's too difficult to become parents, don't be parents. Sorry, I'm being very mean, but I say, yeah, very simple, because you are ruining the child's life from the beginning. You
Mm-mm.
see? Yeah. Okay, please. Sorry, I've taken a lot of time. Dr. Anjum, next question.
Yeah, that was actually a very good point raised by you, that we parents have to be equally aware. And same way with talk about the eating habits. Yes, I can say, as you said, the parents sometimes feel very proud giving a burger. But nowadays in schools, that this all have been limited. They are not allowed to bring such thing like any kind of fast foods. What they need is something that is homemade. You
Mhm.
can give anything, but something that is homemade. That is, most of the schools are encouraging nowadays to avoid fast foods in school and such kind of any such kind of snacks. And next thing, so to continue with the discussion again, like you just talked about some of the practices that are being that have been implemented in your country, in your India especially. But as we talk about the SDGs, they are the global goals, and this is something which we need to achieve at the global level. So most of the times we talk about the initiatives that should be implemented globally. All of them are not possible that we can be implementing them as it is in our region. But yes, so there is obviously some kind of global practices or global initiatives that can be customized to implement it in our area. So in this context, I will like to ask my next question, like how can the practices that are accepted globally be customized to the specific context of your place for achieving SDG2 and SDG12?
Where is my slide now? Okay. All right. Prior to that, may I reiterate in line with Dr. Mara says about the nutritional status of the learners that she mentioned about when the learner is ready, then learning is enjoying. While when the learner is not ready, then the learning is annoying, like what Thorndike says. And now you ask about may I may I ask you to repeat the question? It's about the K challenges, I guess. Or no, no. You mentioned about the practices that is tailored to the specific context. Yes, I mentioned a while ago, Dr. Anjum, that those practices that we do in the local is in line with the context of the SDG2 and the SDG3, because I mentioned the goal of the SDG is uh, to end hunger, to target the eradication of all forms of hunger and malnutrition. So I included, it's embedded already with what I said through our local practices in line with what is in SDG is having that goal. Meaning that food security that the local government is um, wants to access, the government ensures access to safe and nutritious sufficient food all year round for people, particularly the poor and vulnerable, including infants. So not only the Department of Education, also the Department of Agriculture and Department of Health is working hand in hand to ensure that the SDG is implemented in our locale. Dr. Anjum?
Yes, of course. Yeah, that was really wonderful. And when we say that something that is being implemented locally, yes, we have to look about how it is being taking place. Those initiatives are taking place at other countries. We can learn from them, and we can just make some changes into them and try to implement it to our country. Because most of the times it is not possible that, like if you're from Philippines, if we have some of the initiatives, we can be implementing them as it is in India. It might be not possible. Similarly, implementing some of those initiatives as it is in Malaysia will not be possible sometimes. So yes, we have to make changes, and we have to customize it according to our place. But yes, if we talk about any of such initiatives, there will be challenges, there will be opportunities. So nextly, I would like to know, like, according to you, what are the key challenges and opportunities associated with the implementation of local practices to achieve SDG2 and SDG12?
Mm. May I mention first the challenges that we meet in the SDG and SDG2 and SDG12? Number one, food security. Despite progress, of course, there are still millions of people face hunger and malnutrition. We cannot totally eradicate malnutrition. And then addressing it is a multi-sectoral approach, including education. Access to healthcare services is another challenge. Even if we address the root causes of food insecurity, such as poverty, conflict and climate change. But I think addressing it is very, very complex and futile, not unless God in heaven will intervene. Sometimes even how big or how huge is the effort of the government collaboratively and all, especially now that we are facing this conflict between Iran and Iraq, it will really affect us. The oil price increase and so food, basic food commodities price will also increase. So it is really that domino effect. Even if we may make collaboratively all nations, United Nations have that goal, but sometimes it's very ideal. But the reality is we cannot address everything perfectly, ideally. There's always a problem, like what Thomas Edison says, there is always poverty in our midst. That's it. Okay, another challenges is we have the resources scarcity, limited resources such as land and water, along with competition for these resources due to urbanization, industrialized activities that hinder agricultural productivity. Also, we have the problem of climate change or natural calamities, especially in the Philippines. We always face storm, changing weather patterns, extreme weather events, and increasing temperature. It really directly impact food production and crop yields, threatening food security.
Yeah,
And
Dr.
then another is, yes, another is the agricultural practices. It is difficult to adapt the new tech in farming when farmers stick to the traditional farming practices. It requires training, education, and investment for sustainable technology. And sometimes another is the poor infrastructure. Storage facilities hampers market access for farmers. And the last one is poor political will and funding. The effective implementation of the program depends largely on political commitment and adequate funding. And even sometimes, if there is funding, there's also a lot of corruption everywhere, anywhere.
Exactly. Corruption is something no country can stop because people is the people, it's not the country. The policies, you see. Recently, I was watching in Malaysia. I was watching this book launch. The topic is misgovernance and grand corruption in Malaysia. You see, so I learned because we are too busy with our work. We know what is happening in our country just at surface level. I think everybody should take initiative to know what is really happening in depth, under the surface. Yeah, in depth see, because you have to know the policy of the country. Why? Because a lot, of course, all the countries, the politicians are the one who they are the one who call themselves policymakers. Yeah, policymakers. But some country they have a body which will govern this policy making group. Okay, who is mainly politicians. Yeah, they debate it in the parliament and all that, but they have a special body um, among them which will check and balance the policy and see what are the advantages, disadvantages, what are the good effects and all that, or bad effects, negative effects on that particular policy. But many countries, you know, it's been override. The commission will be there, the council will be there, but it will be just like a watchdog, but they are not doing anything there. They have no power. So I think we have to go, every country should should go, every citizens in fact take initiative to know what is happening, what is the policy, how is the policy being implemented, because it affects everybody's life. This is not about politics, this is about everybody's life, because this, through the policy, they give allocation for education, they give allocation for well-being of the people, production, like when come to production. Okay, so if we don't, if we as citizens we don't take initiative to know what is happening and to voice out where we need to voice up. Voicing out doesn't mean you are protesting. No, everything can be done nicely. If you say no, there's a nice way to say no. Don't keep quiet and assume the person to understand. If people will not understand whether your silence is yes or no. You see? So same. So we know most of the every country, almost every country, the politicians are the one. Not everybody. Some politicians are the one who ruin the country. You see, it can be anybody. It can be. They do blunders. They do blunders along the way. You know, just like that. In a family, there's say about 5 of them. Each one will be different, right? But it's the parents who governs the family, who says this is the rule I approve, this is the rule I disapprove. Same in the country, in every country, this council, which is watchdog, watch over these politicians, the policies in the country, the welfare of the people, must take initiative. Yeah, must take initiative. Like example, like, okay, let's talk about this. I just we go into chatting. Okay, so for Dr. Anjum and Dr. Bing as well, what do you all think about 3D food production? I think, of course, we didn't give this question to Dr. Bing. If you know anything, you can talk about it. 3D production, you know, food being processed in a factory. It can be meat, okay, meat. They say they are creating some meat from plants, and it's like artificial, like plants. We don't know what they mix in that food. You know, 3D printing. What is the quality of the food? You see, recently I saw a documentary. Yeah, a documentary where they said 3D food printing. Food. They're producing food in the factory, produced by machine. Plant from plant, they're making meat, so it's vegetarian. It's vegetarian. Again, when it's produced, like you say, when you cook, you can control how much, you know, how much flame you put on your stove, you know, how much you cook that vegetable. Okay, plants are practically vegetable. Okay, some vegetables we don't cook, we eat it raw, right? Like for salads and all that. But some, of course, most of the vegetables we do cook also. Like Asians, we cook vegetables more. So how much you must cook and all that. But still we can control, right? Just maybe half cook vegetable is better, more healthy, preserving the nutrition inside. Like Indians, mostly they overcooked it. Like in Asian, you see Chinese, you know, Chinese, they half cook the vegetables. When you look at the vegetable, it's still green. Yeah, it's still green. So, you know, this food has is has psychological effect on everybody. When you look at a beautiful, colorful food, you enjoy eating. So, like same, adults or children, we all have a child inside us. We all grew up to be adult from being a child, right? Dr. Ruth, you're trying to say something?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. May I ask you, what about the nutritive value of the food? Is it still retained when they
That is
use
what
it?
I'm trying to discuss with both of you. If it's
Mhm.
3D printing, 3D food printing, yes, it sounds very nice, you know, very advanced and all that. But again, the quality is question
Mm.
mark. You see?
As if it's
So,
deceiving us. It deceives our eyes that it is okay, but the nutritive value of it, it's not raw. It's
and
fake.
again, yeah, again, like what I mentioned just now, from plant, they are they're producing meat, which is vegetarian, right? Because the source of the product is plant. So they are using the 3D printing and making meat. It's vegetarian meat, but in the process, you know, a lot of nutrition will be destroyed. You know, like plants, it's you cannot cook it too much or process it too much. You know, then the nutritious value will be zero or very
Mm-mm.
little. So why are you taking so much of trouble to do that? And then after that, what these factories do is that they make into frozen food, right? They produce in the factory. They cannot sell fresh all the food, right? They have to make frozen food. So frozen vegetarian meat. So it will make it worst. So as our government should encourage the people, the citizens, and their say agriculture department, their land to be utilized for agriculture and healthy production of food, healthy production. So like fish, okay, fish, not all frozen. Yes, some areas you can't buy fresh food, but I think almost every part of the world you can get fresh fish. It's just that people wouldn't want to take an extra effort to go and buy fresh things, but they can do it. You see, when you buy fresh and you put in your refrigerator for 1 2 days, it's not so bad. But if you buy frozen food, readily frozen meat, fish, and all other stuffs, even food like like pies, like burgers, all these you buy frozen. We don't know how long it has been frozen. It can be frozen for months. So you buy this sort of food, which is also more expensive, but of course it's very easy to put into your mouth, you know easy to cook. You just put in a microwave and everything is done. You see, so we have to create more awareness. But how many parents, since we are talking about children, also we are educators, we are academicians, talking about students, talking about ourselves. Even the academician got to take care of their health, right? So when you are
Of
preparing
course.
a breakfast, yeah, you are the most important person there. You see, if the teachers every time go on MC, sick leave, then what the students get? We all are dependent, interdependent on each other. So everybody got to be healthy. The awareness should be there, especially the children. Yeah, we have to teach them about what is balanced diet, from very young age. So the children, you must also teach them what is good for your gut. Your gut health
Mm,
is very important. What you eat is what you are.
are,
So all this
yes.
awareness. You see, I always follow a doctor who talks about this. He's a very popular doctor on YouTube. He's an Indian born, living in US, and always travel to India to conduct conferences. He's a comedian. I think you all should know Dr. Pal. Yeah, please. I think you know Dr. Anjum. You know Dr. Pal. Very good advice he gives. Yeah, you should go to his YouTube. I will send you. Yeah, very good advice. Yeah, I find that his advice is good because I put into practice. I'm not promoting him. He doesn't know me. I know him, but he doesn't know me. You see, because I follow his YouTube. Because it's not that everything on YouTube is right. Every doctor says things is right. We must know who is good at what. Because and you see that, okay, to a certain extent we are academician, we can understand what the person is telling, whether whatever industry he or she is. So we apply it in our life, so he always advises that we should, and as adults, even children, we try to uh, finish our meals for the day by 7, take our dinner by 7, so that it's healthy for our guts. When our guts are happy, healthy, our brain works better, we sleep better. You see, of course, again, you cannot fast at night before you sleep, because you'll be sleeping long hours and you tend to wake up in the middle of the night, and it's not healthy. But it's always healthy to finish the dinner early. You see, because you see, Asians now very obese. Even young children are obese.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So where things went wrong? Everything starts from home and ends at home. It's not, no, a lot of parents think, oh, I'm sending my child to school is providing that, providing this, you know food is there, I don't have to worry. No, you still have to do your part. You see,
Should
so
be.
I think I did share. Hope what I shared helps. You all can share as well. Is there any more question, Dr. Anju? Yeah, please carry on. You're muted there.
Yeah, I had one more question, and yes, of course, it was related to like we were talking about the roles of different people, like educators, teachers, parents, and all. So here, when we are talking like today, when we are concentrating on the local practices that are being implemented, so when we talk about this, then yes, of course, we have to involve people with this, and when we involve people, that is community engagement or community involvement. So I just wanted to know like how will this or what will be the role of community engagement in promoting local initiatives for achieving SDGs.
Mm. Yeah. If local members in the community engage in promoting local initiatives to implement through leadership, collaboration, education, and advocacy, they can effectively contribute to achieving development tailored to their unique context and challenges. The grassroots approach does not only enhance the relevance and effectiveness of the initiatives, but also foster a sense of ownership among community members towards achieving the broader goals of sustainable development. And so, if this implementation of these local practices, such as school-based feeding program, it support local farmers and provision of quality livestock, it creates numerous opportunities also for enhancing nutrition, agricultural productivity, economic development, and sustainability. The initiative does not only address the immediate needs but also promote long-term resilience, empowerment, and community advancement. By leveraging these opportunities, communities can work towards achieving this SDG, SDG2 or SDG12. Yes, that's it,
Yeah,
Dr.
that's
Anthony.
really good. Yeah. That was really a wonderful answer, like how community involvement can help. And like we know that every all the SDGs that we discuss, in fact, they are interrelated. And in fact, what we saw today, like how SDG 2 and SDG 12, they both zero hunger and responsible production and consumption, how they are interrelated. So I must say, Dr. Perez, that was really a wonderful discussion. And in fact, it was not just like when we talk about local initiatives. In fact, we tried to know about the initiatives that are taking place at three different countries today. We came to know about
Yes,
how people are working out in Philippines and Malaysia and India. So we can see three different countries, but still, I can see that many of the things are similar. Many the
yes,
things, though there will be little bit of difference in how they are being implemented, but the basic aim is the same. And especially as we were talking about the nutrition for the children, that was really great. So over to you,
Mhm.
Dr. Esther, if you have any more, nothing more to add
yeah,
on this.
yeah, exactly. We all are still human. That's why we have some things, a lot of things in common, because we are human behavior related to very closely related to human behavior. We human, to certain extent, we have similarity, a lot of similarity. Yeah? That's how God created us human. But again, we are different in a diverse way, where according to the country you live in, your culture, your food, intake, and again, a lot of things. Okay, for political influence, your economic country economic condition, and all that. So we are this thing, but what I can say is that uh, every country should, every government should take great initiative in focusing on agricultural now, not only industrial making money and all that. Agricultural should go more into agricultural sector and check what they can improve in that agriculture sector, especially land. Life on land is very important. Again, if we produce good children, healthy children,
Yes,
okay, we're going to
yes,
have healthy. It's not only food, the mental health,
cognitive,
thinking,
mental,
yeah,
mm,
cognitive, of course, and of course the good attitude. We cultivate good virtues. We teach them
values. Mm,
values and all that. So these children will grow up to be better leaders. We need
mm,
good politicians, good leaders, not corrupted ones. You know.
mm.
So
The
if you have,
responsible citizen. Mm,
yeah, responsible, because if they're thinking, they have healthy thinking, they'll do good things. If they're corrupted thinking, then They will not be good leaders, and we all are going to suffer. Because parents are sooner or later, educators, parents, their teachers will become older. Once they become older, they don't have good leaders to lead the country. Everybody suffer. So it's like a domino effect. If one is affected, everything is
The other
affected.
one.
So children's health is very important. Yeah. So that's what I think. Yeah. Is there anything else? Yeah. Shall we close? No, I muted. Yeah,
So,
you are muted.
Yes, we
Yeah.
yes, I think we can conclude. We really had a very good discussion today.
Yes, yes. Yeah, our main idea here to have it as forum because we want to talk, we want to discuss, make it very casual at certain point of time, if you make it too academic and all that, it will be very boring. So we just want certain things, we make it a bit serious, and most of the time we try to talk as casual. So there's a lot of people of different levels, right? Our audience from different categories. So we need everybody's support. We need everybody to understand what we are talking. That's why normally we don't use very sophisticated jargons. I don't believe in that, because we educators, we always try to use simple terms, simple words as possible. So we try to, when we communicate, we try to make the other party understand better.
mm. And
Yeah.
this forum is very amazing and interesting. You are there in Malaysia. Dr. Anjum is in
India.
India, and then I'm in the Philippines, and we talk about similarities in governance. And I'm sure, I think these world leaders are having also benchmarking from one another, copying from one another. What is the best practice in your country? I will also copy. Like the
Yeah.
educational curriculum in the Philippines, we copy the US, we copy
Ah,
Japan, we copy Singapore. Yeah.
yes.
What's
Yes, we take what is good. You see, what
yes.
is good. But again, they will talk about it. Like in Malaysia, let me tell you openly, because this is documented by this, you can watch in CNA, Singapore Documentary Channel. I watch a lot, So I watch this channel, and they interviewed scholars from Malaysia, academicians, those who are policymakers, parents, school teachers. They interviewed them, and they're saying, yes, Malaysia, we have fantastic policies. They make fantastic policies. When come to implementation, lousy,
It's
But if
a
you look
it's
at the policy,
reality. Reality.
the reality, I think this doesn't happen in Malaysia only. I think many countries, especially third world countries, and countries which is more, focused on industrialization, making money, power. The politicians think of, everybody when they come to power. I'm not confining to any one country. I'm talking in general. Yeah, this is the general attitude of the politicians. You see, so we must have quality politicians because they take control of the country, the leaders in the country. So we must choose the right politicians, people who you want to bring, who can bring change to everybody's life and develop your country, especially Asian countries. I think we are doing well now compared to before. Asian countries, most countries are doing well now in terms of education, in terms of economy, because they're like country like Vietnam, Cambodia, you know, Taiwan. We still, of course, Taiwan is a lot into industrialization, but still they focus on, like Vietnam also focus on agriculture, and all the Indonesia, like Malaysia, we still have, we are not fully industrial. Although we focus on industries, industrialization, every agricultural product need to be sent to factory to process or to do something, right? So we can't run away from that, but we have to focus a lot on agriculture. So these politicians are very important. If they can't bring a good, they can't reform the country for better, then they should go, whoever they are. Because
Mm.
a lot of politicians, when they come to power, they are not really seriously focusing on the people, the country's development. They are focusing more on preparing themselves for the next election. You see? So, yeah, it happens everywhere. For the next election, whatever they do, yes, they do good things. That's only camouflage. Actually, what is underlying is they are preparing themselves for the next election. So this
And
should change.
even yeah. And even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we have righteous politician, there are also a lot of opposition who tries to
yeah.
destabilize what is in
Yes,
there.
it's just power struggle everywhere. Otherwise, this world will be a beautiful place, a better place than now. You see,
Supposed to be.
we cannot eradicate all the all the bad happenings, around the world. We can't eradicate because there are good people, there are evil people, you know. But this world will be a better place if you know uh, at least the politicians take initiative. Yes, you're well paid. Your salary is from the people's tax money. People's hard work. You are getting your salary. I'm not telling the politician's job is easy, but be serious. When you want to gain something, make sure the other party gains. Make sure that everybody wins in this life. Then we will win. You see. So
Mm.
I think every country have to take some serious initiative into checking their policy, how it's being. Just don't create policies, but how you implement it, how if check on it, have check and balance,
Mm.
how well you are implementing it, where you have slack, where
Mm.
need to be improved. That is very important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Because
much
some
for this.
yeah. Mm.
Please,
Sometimes
Doctor.
there is that gap between knowing and doing. They know, but they don't know. They don't do. So we
Yeah.
should close that gap. Yeah.
That's why I said in Malaysia our policy is so good. Everybody
Mm.
know English is so important. It's an international
Yes.
language which connects everybody. But there are some politicians telling, "Oh, why are you, adoring this British?" No, we are not adoring them. Everybody is special. We learn from
Glory.
everybody, right? We learn from everybody. Every country, every people have their specialty. They are good at something. So we learn from everybody. When, like in my country, there's a group of people who always try to, brainwash people by saying, "Oh, if you learn English, you put English as important, and we are adoring them, we are exalting them, and we are putting down our own language." No, it is not that. Be realistic, be realistic. What is a fact. You have to implement it. English is the language which can connect every people around the world, right? Because of course, beginning the influence of British Americans are all over the world. So because of that, it became so important. So we have to accept it. It's not that we are putting our language, our culture behind, right? So, like, say, if you and me cannot speak in English, we don't understand English, how it is possible for us to
Yeah. To
communicate?
communicate. Yes.
Yeah, we can have sophisticated technology, but what you talk, the other side, people don't understand. It's useless, right? It's useless. That's the thing.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for this wonderful session today, Dr. Bing and Dr. Anjum. Dear audience, thank you for your precious time. Thank you for your precious support. And if you have any suggestions, you want any topic for us to share, please feel free to contact me or Dr. Anjum, or even put in the comment session in any of our professional masterclass or even this SDG forum, which topic you are interested, you want us to share, we will definitely look into it. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good morning, good
Thank you very
afternoon.
much,
Thank you, Dr. Bing.
Dr.
Thank you.
Mala, Dr. Anjom.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you all. Thank you, dear all, for your comments as well. Bye.